there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what do people find impressive about you. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm now going to show you crystals for each pile. So for pile number 1, we have Apatite. And we have the card Grateful Optimism. For pile number 2, we have this homemade salt crystal. And we have the card Clarity. And for pile number 3, we have this golden cat's eye. And we have the card Harvest. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be your pile for today. But of course, if you're drawn to more than one pile, always trust your intuition. Once you are done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this Apatite crystal and card number 51 with Grateful Optimism and Joyous View of the Future, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what do people find impressive about you. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. So these are all your oracle decks and tarot decks that we're going to use for today. We're going to use the Priestess of Light oracle deck, the Vanessa tarot, as well as the Queer tarot. So let's get started with your reading. So spirit guides of my pile number 1s, spirit guides of my pile number 1s. What do people find impressive about my pile number 1s? Okay, so the first card we have here is Friendship with Support, Fun, Unity, and Play, card number 14. And then we have the card Deep Emotions with Unknown Feelings, Past Life Influences, card number 15. At the back of the deck, we have Opening Heart with Deep Connections and Water Blessings. So now we're going to take a look at these cards from the Vanessa Tarot. So, spirit guides of my pile number 1s. What do people find impressive about my pile number 1s? We have the High Priestess. What do people find impressive about my pile number 1s? So we have the Seven of Cups. We have 2 extra cards wanting to come out for you that I'll just put down for now. I'm going to remove them later because I need to add your tarot cards. We have the Page of Wands, as well as the Four of Pentacles. And then at the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So my pile number 1s, I'm noticing the angel number 1551 here, if that's an angel number some of you see, or if you see angel numbers with the number 5, that could be significant to you. If not, it's also okay. The vibe I get from you, my pile number ones, of what people find impressive about you is your sense of gratitude. I feel like some of you, have gratitude journals, or you're always finding new things to be grateful about each day. Or even if you don't write gratitude lists or anything like that, you could be that type of person that is always trying to embody a sense of gratitude for what you already do have, as well as what you may receive in the future. Because, as we all know, gratitude is a very potent energy that allows us to really step into the present moment, not even thinking about manifestations, but it really allows us to step into the present moment and think about what we're happy about that we already have. It puts us into the state of a higher vibration. I read something somewhere that gratitude is one of the highest vibrations you can embody in terms of the scale of vibrations of different emotions. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but that's something I read. And I feel like you really embody this high vibration because of that, where it's not even about the manifestations, but now you start to attract different beautiful things to you because you are already in that state of gratitude, because you are in that state of already feeling happy about what you already have. It allows the universe to bring even more happiness, even more joy to you, even more of the things you feel joyful and optimistic about. Something about your gratitude maybe transforms other people's beliefs or other people's perception of their reality and their future, because, when we really see someone embodying that gratitude, we start to take a step back and we say, I feel this is other people's energies and feeling. Since we're looking at people, what people find impressive about you. So, in terms of how they look at it, they look at you being very grateful, and there is this sense of them looking back at themselves and reflecting and thinking, I have a lot of the things I've always wanted, but maybe like I'm looking at the future and what I do want too much and not already being grateful for what I do have, or being a little bit ungrateful and I have everything that I need or want. Maybe not want, but have everything they need. So I see people like looking at you like that, and I think you somehow transform other people's perspectives when you are able to embody that sense of gratitude. What people also find impressive about you is this dreamer quality you have. I feel you have a quality of innovation, of really believing in the things you want to manifest, really believing in yourself and your dreams, even dreams that may seem quote unquote impossible to others. There is the sense of possibility to you, the sense of you looking at the world with a perception of, if I just believe anything is possible if I create it. So this is how people look at you. They see you as someone that is very innovative, a dreamer, and you dream big and you follow your heart and you follow that spark inside of you. And you're not trying to really even get the approval or opinions of others, because when you know what's in your heart and you know that dream is in your heart, or that goal or that manifestation or wishes in your heart, you're going to believe it with all your heart, even if people say their opinions and they just don't align with yours. So, people may see you do that, and then when they actually see you receive that wish or manifestation, after dreaming big about it, after really thinking big about it, there is a vibe here where they are a little bit taken aback, like, whoa, I thought that was impossible, but pile number one achieved that. Like, whoa, this changes my perception of it, because it's like, I once dreamed this, but I thought it was too big for me. And now I'm looking back at that, and maybe I should have actually considered that. It's like people kind of get a little bit shocked by you and how your wishes start to come true, or how even if you don't feel like all your wishes have come true, because the Seven of Cups talks about many different things we want to bring in or dream up. I see someone here has a strong manifestation skill or manifestation vision board, or you're always visualizing your future and how you want to embody that energy. So when you see something you want in your future, you're very optimistic about it and you view it in a very joyous way. You have an amazing imagination that is almost in this energy of like a childlike wonder. And then when those opportunities do come towards you, you grab it and you take it and you make it your reality. So, this is what people find impressive about you. But as you do so, you also, with the Four of Pentacles, ground it into your reality. It's not just an ungrounded dream, it's a grounded dream in reality. With the Four of Pentacles, I feel this energy of planning, of taking action, of consistency. I know that's not what the Four of Pentacles usually means, but I feel that energy since it's next to the Page of Wands. And like, let's say, for example, you have a goal that you want to travel by the end of the year. With the Four of Pentacles, you're actually going to plan for that. You're going to save for that. You're going to make that dream a reality, or that goal. Just as an example of travel, it doesn't have to be that, but you're going to make it a reality by actually taking steps towards it and making that dream a little bit more physicalized and grounded. I also feel like, in terms of your intuition, my pile number ones, you are my pile of people that feel things on a much deeper level than most. And I feel like you're very empathetic, and this has been a gift you've had for multiple lifetimes. You're able to really connect to your heart, and as you do so, maybe some of you are water signs, because I do feel a watery energy. If not, it's also okay. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I'm also hearing Aquarius. So there is this energy to you where you feel things on a much deeper level than most, and you're super empathetic towards others as well. I feel like some of you have an ability to feel energies around you, to sense energies around you, maybe even pick up on others' emotions or feelings, or you're very good at intuitively sensing people and sensing what they're going through and what they're feeling. I feel some of you instantly know from a person's body language or a person's facial expressions or just their vibe or energy, or you feel it when something is off, when they're sad, when they're angry. And even if they were to say, I'm okay, you can feel, you can sense, you can see the truth of what they are feeling or what they are going through. Some of you may even be able to feel some people's physical ailments, and you're like, oh, does your back hurt? And then that person's like, yes, my back hurts. Um, that's just a specific message for some of you. Not all will resonate with it. But with the High Priestess as well, I feel like this ability to feel so deeply has allowed you to connect deeper to your intuition, because I'm looking at the moon here, and when we think of the moon relates to our emotions and our intuition. And when we connect to that level of emotions, we also connect to spirituality and intuition. Because when we think of emotions and intuition, it is the divine feminine energy. And all of us have divine feminine and masculine energy within us. But also, when we think of the divine feminine energy, the divine feminine creates. She's literally a portal in the spiritual world to creating children from literally nothing. So, when you think of it, women or just the divine feminine energies are very connected to that spiritual side. And you can be a man and still be very connected because we all have divine feminine and masculine energy within us, and we can all hone in on all of that. So, with the high priestess here, you're able to see the truth of people, even when others are a little bit blindsided to it, or a person has certain red flags to them. You're able to see it and you're able to tell when a person's energy or vibe is off, or there's just something that is not right with them, like they're not telling the truth, or they're a fake friend, or they're just not right to work with in business. I feel like you can just tell, and usually you are always right or on point. And I feel people that are more closer to you, or people that know you have this gift, are very taken aback by this too. They're very shocked by this. They're very impressed by this because it's like, how are you always right? Even when people sometimes doubt what your intuition is telling you, somehow the proof always comes out later on that proves that your intuition is on point, my pile. Number ones. And I feel like a lot of these things with the friendship card is maybe what your close circle knows about you, especially the intuition part, or some things I may say are maybe things people in your close circle, like your friendships, your closer relationships, see in you the most. You know, other people may see it too, but the people closest to you may see these qualities and traits the most. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. So spirit guides on my pile, number ones. What do people find impressive about them? We have the King of Pentacles. I mean, we spoke about you having this ability to be such a dreamer. The Page of Wands came out again. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, Page of Wands. So it's like you have a lot of passions. You may also be a very multidimensional person with a lot of passions, a lot of hobbies, or a lot of different dreams or wishes or things you want to bring into this reality. And with the Page of Wands, you have this passion, this drive, this fire to go towards it. But then with the King of Pentacles, you also have a balance of this energy where you're able to ground that dream into this reality and not just have it be up in there in the stars, but ground it into this reality where you are taking physical action or steps towards that goal or manifestation or wish, where you are making sure you're planning and consistently going after it, and where you are also getting into this mode of being receptive to certain opportunities that may come your way, or being a little bit analytical to and logical to be able to think like, what ideas can I use that would really work. um Looking at maybe statistics even of like your goal for some of you of like, how can I make this work? What steps can I take? What ideas, what action can I take? And looking at it in a very logical way so that you can make something of it, so that you can make that dream tangible. And maybe even for some of you, make money off that goal with the King of Pentacles, or even just your dreams, your wishes. It's like you're able to have that passion towards it and then make money off of it, or get some kind of physical reward from it with the King of Pentacles. A physical reward could be anything. Think of like maybe someone having a goal to be very healthy. Maybe later on, after taking the steps and passion towards it, then their body looks really good. And that's a result. That's just an example of the energy, but take it as it resonates. We have the Ace of Cups. So, yeah, it's like you follow your heart, you follow what fulfills you. And people are very impressed by that because I feel some may, with the Five of Wands here, I just want to show you, some may project, and I don't feel this is closest people to you, like maybe the outside world. Some may project their own insecurities onto your dreams or goals, where it's like maybe they wanted to go after something themselves, but they didn't believe in themselves enough, or maybe they felt like it would never happen, like it was impossible, or maybe they wanted to do something for themselves, but maybe their parents told them it was impossible, or people around them told them it was impossible. And it's like, you don't think that way, you think very much outside of the box. And you're someone that is really optimistic for the future. Even with the Page of Wands here, people may sometimes at first view it as a little bit immature, but I don't think it's that. I think a lot of society are conditioned to be in the sort of matrix where it's like, you have to do this, you have to do this, and you have to do this. But when you look at those people at the end of the day, are they really fulfilled? It kind of reminds me of, like some people where they want to go after a dream. Like, let's say they have a creative dream and they want to go after it, but instead they go and study to do something they don't even love to do, that doesn't even fulfill them, that makes them money. Then they do make that money, but like at the end of the day, are they fulfilled? But then they see you chasing your dreams, chasing your goals, and it's like they kind of project their own conditioning onto you. And it's not their fault. I feel like they've been conditioned by society and by the way humans sometimes think. Um, by a fear-based thinking is what I want to say. But then when they see you being fulfilled and when they see you doing your goal and reaching for that manifestation and actually making it a physical reality with the King of Pentacles, I feel then they take a step back with the Four of Swords and then they start to reflect on their thoughts, because the Swords cards are all about thoughts and the mind. So then they take a step back and they start to think, where have I been playing it too small? Where have I been feeling like I can't achieve certain things? And where does that mindset come from? Because now all my life I've been thinking in this one way of thinking, and I haven't thought outside of the box. And now I'm maybe realizing it isn't always like that. That maybe I can be bold and I can go after my dreams, that maybe I can think big about certain things, and maybe I can do something where I'm fulfilled and also create results from it. So it's like I'm hearing the word mind blown. People are mind blown by this quality you have, because I feel like I still feel this energy of master manifestation skills. And at the back of the deck, we have the Chariot, which is this ability to level up any sort of goal or dream you have. But also, I feel like your intuition contributes towards this, where you know what moves to make, where you know what steps to take towards that goal or towards that dream or that manifestation. And it helps you navigate where to go, what path to take. So, okay, we have the Star card and the Lovers. So yeah, the Star card is all about hopes, miracles, dreams. But it is also the connection between the spiritual realms as well as the physical realm. I just want to organize the cards quickly. I'll talk now. Sorry about that, my pile number ones. I guess that the High Priestess that was skew was kind of bothering me. But as I was speaking about with the star, it's kind of like we see this person over here has one foot in the water and 1 foot on earth, and the star card is Aquarius energy. It is that rebel energy, that innovator, that person that goes against and thinks outside of the box. Even if you are not an Aquarius, you could embody that energy. And the Aquarius energy is also the water bearer, as we see here in the star. So there is this energy of you pouring into your dreams in a way that you are bringing it from the higher realms, from the stars, and you are grounding it and watering that dream, planting that seed and watering it until it grows into something physicalized. And with the lovers, it's like you put love into those things you do, and people see that, and I think they start to believe in miracles. They start to believe in their hopes and their dreams. They start to believe in their future because of this perception you have of your own reality. It's kind of like you look at your reality like you are creating your own movie, like you're the character, the main character of your own movie, and anything can happen in this movie if you just believe. So, also, what I see here is this is impressive to people because it inspires others, even when they were against it at first, where they start to believe that dreams can come true. So, for some of you, this isn't even having to do with career, but I believe with the Lovers card, maybe some of you were in spaces where maybe you were wishing for even like healthy relationships, and maybe you had some unhealthy relationships around you, like with the Five of Wands. But maybe you took a step back and you really had to look at your emotions and look at your intuition and kind of plan towards that and think, how am I going to attract that? But then also still be optimistic towards it in the future, even if you haven't received that before. And then it's like, as you really dream big, as you really believe in that hope you have, then it comes true. Then you start attracting, beautiful connections, beautiful soul connections in your life that really genuinely, truly love you with the Lover's card. Maybe even this greater sense of self love and devotion to yourself and others in a way where it is balanced and harmonic, and there is a sense of commitment and choosing each other here. So there could have been a lot of transformations in your love life, in your friendships, in your connections with others, and the way you interact with others, as well as the way you view yourself. And I feel like maybe even some of you, as you healed and you started loving yourself deeper, and maybe started healing certain. With the Five of Wands, I feel this energy of like the mind being mean to us, or like that type of energy. I'm hearing the song Your Mind by Rin Ti Peng, and she speaks about like, well, basically what I take from the song is haters are always gonna hate, but what she says in the song is like her mind is even a bigger critic than those bullies. So it's kind of like I feel with the star card, maybe some of you have even healed that within yourself, or are healing that within yourself. And as you start to do these beautiful, amazing things for yourself and for your life, for the future you envision and want to live, people start to take a step back and really reflect and be like, whoa, pile number ones did that. Like, I'm impressed. That means I can do that too because I have that same issue or same problem. And some of you maybe even with the Five of Wands had maybe some limiting beliefs around certain things you wanted to bring in, like if it had to do with your career, like, or finances. Maybe some of you even never came from a place of having all the financial things you do now, and some of you maybe even had to heal some limiting beliefs from what your mind was telling you in order to attract that, receive that from the universe, so that the universe can fill up your cup and let it overflow. So that is something people see in you, and people see that as like I'm seeing visually someone walk and then they're kind of like walking on a rock and they almost like fall down. But I don't see it as bad. I see it as like it's just so shocking to people that it's like they almost want to fall down, if that makes sense. And with the Ace of Cups, I feel like some of you have even been people before where maybe you were always in this internal conflict and giving to others in a way, but maybe never giving to yourself. And with the Ace of Cups, for some reason, you started giving back to yourself and devoting yourself to yourself, committing to yourself as well, loving yourself deeper, filling up your own cup. And as a result of that, physical results have happened where maybe you have started glowing more, where maybe you have started having some kind of glow up or physical results from that where people are treating you differently as a result of the self-love. So it's kind of like you took nothing and made it everything from different aspects of your life and different goals, dreams, and wishes you had. And that is what people find impressive about you. It's like you've leveled up your life with just that belief. And that's super powerful, my pile number one. So this is what I have for your reading. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose this homemade salt crystal and the clarity card, card number 5 with planning, releasing, illusion. This is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what do people find impressive about you. So for your pile, I kept hearing the word stability. Before I actually speak about what that may mean, I feel I want to go ahead and look at your cards to get more information before I just assume. But as I also take a look at the crystal you chose, this is a crystal my boyfriend got for me as a gift. So it's very sentimental to me. But since this crystal symbolizes the energy of a gift, you, my pile number twos, may either be very gifted people with spiritual gifts or talents that are gifts in some way, or something about gifts from the universe could show up in your reading. That may be a main theme of this reading today. Let's go ahead and take a look at all your cards. We are going to use the Priestess of Light Oracle deck, the Vanessa Tarot, as well as the Queer Tarot. So, Spirit guides on my pile number twos. What do people find impressive about my pile twos? We have Building Your World with Creation, Expansion, and Networking, card number 33. I just heard the word Dale. That may be someone's name here. It's not going to resonate with everyone, maybe one person. Okay, we have this one too. So we have Sacred Gratitude with Reverent Appreciation and Prayer, card number 50. Some of you may have been drawn to pile number 1 because pile number 1 had similar themes to yours, where we spoke about bringing certain manifestations in from gratitude, and here we see it, as well as we spoke about taking those dreams and planning towards it, and we see this in your reading too. So there may be some similarities here to pile 1. The achievement card also wants to come out, so I'm actually just going to include it for you. Okay, and then at the back of the deck we have River of Blessings with Releasing Constraints. So this is a very interesting energy. I'm really excited to see what shows up. So we're going to use the Vanessa Tarot now to just pull some small tarot cards for you. What do people find impressive about my pile twos? So we have the Two of Wands showing up first. And we have the Four of Wands. So the Queen of Cups also wants to come out. Just gonna put this here. And at the back of the deck, we have the Moon. So I just want to talk a little bit about what I see here for a few minutes, and then we're going to take a look at your tarot cards. So since we had the card River of Blessings releasing constraints at the back of the deck, I feel with the Building a World card and Achievement card, maybe those achievements haven't always been there. Since I heard the word stability in the beginning of your reading, maybe you haven't always had that stability or any of that. That story of the wolf where he huffs and puffs and blows the little piggy's house down, and how they first built a house. I think they built two houses, but they weren't stable at first. Let me just Google the story so I'm getting it right. I'm just seeing it clairvoyantly as a metaphor for you in your reading. Okay, so I'm reading it here on Google, and it says they first built a house made of straw, and then one evening the wolf knocked on the door and he asked the pig to let him come in, and he said no. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. And then the second little piggy built a house made of sticks, and he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. And then the third little piggy built a house made of bricks, which he felt would be stronger than straws or sticks. And then the wolf tried to do it and he couldn't blow it down. So I think what the story is trying to tell us here, since I saw that as a visual story, maybe someone here is a teacher or loves kids or is a parent, because just a very cute story. If not, it's okay. But I feel the energy here of maybe like ancestors or parents, and if not, it's okay. I could also read this as maybe the before trials you had, because I'm looking at the Two of Wands here, and we see this energy of experimentation because she is experimenting on a science project, but in the back she's also sewing something or something like that. Is it sewing or I don't know what that is, but it looks like the energy of experimentation here. So either you could have had a family line where you came from a place that was not so great, where there were a lot of challenges, either financially or emotionally or physically, like where there wasn't that either emotional stability there in your parents and grandparents and so on, or there wasn't financial stability in that, or you had to build your world around you where you started from scratch and you first started 1, 2, 3, 4, however many times you started, and maybe failed, but then maybe didn't see it as failure, saw it as experimentation, and saw it as, I'm going to win either way. Even if I fall, I'm going to pick myself back up and try again, because failure is not the end. Failure just teaches us lessons, teaches us what works and what doesn't work. I see failure as trial and error. It is not truly the end. So whatever story you relate to from that, I see that, and maybe starting out from scratch, not starting out in a place where maybe you had everything. And there is this energy of trying until you find the right formula or recipe for what you want to build, so that it is stable and it continues growing. I'm seeing a tree, right? And we're trying to plant this tree, but it doesn't grow the first time. And then we're like, okay, this sand doesn't work. Let's try this sand. And we try that sand. It doesn't work. But then we go on Google and they say, okay, the sand works, but maybe we need to put in more sunlight. So now we're using trial and error and we're putting in more sunlight. And now the plant is growing beautifully and it continues growing and growing and growing. And it is stable and it lasts for years. And we continue watering it. We continue letting this plant grow even more, letting this plant last even longer. So it's kind of like take the energies as it resonates as per your own situation. But for a lot of you, I feel you have been in this mode of trial error, trying and trying and trying, putting in a lot of effort and hard work into what you want to build for yourself in your world around you, in your reality around you. And it may have not been easy. There may have been a lot of constraints and challenges in your way, and there may have been some times where you wanted to give up, where you didn't even see any signs of any physical signs of, yes, this is going to work. Yes, this is going to bring a result. But you had this inner clarity within you when you started what you wanted to do. You had this energy where you believed in it with all your heart, and even though you never saw any physical signs of what you could build here, whether for some of you it is, actually in your careers and achieving something, for some of you it's your goals, for some of you it's your love life, for some of you it's your healing journey, for some of you it's gifts or talents, as we spoke about before. It's different for all of you, but what have you been building? Look at what you've been building in your world, what you've been wanting to create and manifest in your world, and how you've been taking steps of action towards that. And this is what this reading is about. It could even be multiple things in your life. But with the Queen of Cups, for some of you, it has even been a healing journey where something in your intuition with the Moon card was leading you towards building this goal, towards taking action towards it, and putting in hard work and effort towards this, planning towards it, consistently taking steps towards it, and seeing it from a bird's eye view, seeing it from a higher perspective, and reaching for the stars, reaching for this place of belief in the spiritual realms, belief in a higher power, that something is going to help you. So I feel like some of you even had this energy where you never saw a physical sign that yes, this is going to work, or yes, it is going to happen, but it's like you kept praying, you kept believing, you kept trying, even though maybe some doubts tried to come in with the Moon card. When maybe you fell back down, it's like, why even try again? But something within you was telling you to keep going. Keep going towards this dream, towards this goal, this whatever this was that you wanted to create in your life, that you wanted to build in your life. And what impresses people is you continue to take steps towards it. You continue to plan towards this dream or goal or wish or whatever it is you wanted to build. You continue taking action towards it, to creating this stable foundation for yourself, so that when it is built for yourself, that it's stable and it's long lasting and it's going to work. So it's like with the Moon here, others may have not been able to see why you were going towards it because her hair is covering her face. Maybe you didn't even fully know why you wanted to go towards it, but something in your emotional and intuitive nature was telling you this was meant to happen. And I think it was planted in your mind, in your kind of intuition for a reason, because this was what you were meant to build and achieve. And I feel as you went after it and as you took the steps towards it, you started achieving the things you wanted. You started having all your efforts pay off in some way, and celebrating it here with the Four of Wands. So it seems that something was gifted to you from the universe that you never knew was going to. I see it almost like a surprise with the moon card at the back of the deck, like a surprise from the universe that, yes, this is actually meant for you. Yes, you were meant to have this wish or manifestation or whatever you wanted to build. You were meant to have this, and that's why you were so determined to go after this. I feel like what is impressive here to people is your effort, your consistency, your belief in yourself, regardless of what your mind or doubts were telling you or what outside people were telling you. How you had the clarity for it, you thought big about it, you planned towards it, you prayed about it, you held that belief even when doubts creeped in, and you continued going towards it consistently. And now this dream of yours is starting to grow. It's starting to become more physical, more stabilized, and we can start to see it, taste it, touch it. And things have started to change as a result of this, where you are now or about to start celebrating, if you haven't already, with the Four of Wands, this prayer or wish come true. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. So some of you are very gifted and talented. I'm looking at the yellow. Some of you are creative. Some of you work in the spiritual realms with the Moon card and the Queen of Cups. Like some of you love to help others, or it has to do with your work or your career. Some of you, it has to do with your finances. Some of you, it's a big dream or goal that seems a little bit, quote unquote, impossible to others, but you are continuing to go after it. So the first card we have is the Queen of Swords. And I see this as people maybe in the beginning viewing you as like your head is a little bit in the clouds. Like, what are you talking about when you're talking about this dream, this goal, what you want to create here? It's like, what are you talking about? Do you get what I mean? We have the Hermit card. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. This is very beautiful. But your head wasn't just in the clouds. I feel like you left behind either what other people said or what your human brain was trying to tell you, because the human mind is always trying to tell us, like, don't do it, don't do it, because it's trying to protect us. At the back of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands so far. So there is this energy of independently going after what you want, passionately going after what you want, and believing in yourself, having courage and determination, and having the confidence and belief in yourself to actually do it. Okay, I'm noticing the Page of Pentacles wants to come out. What do people find impressive about my pile number twos? We have the Fool card, the Two of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. This card also came out in pile one. So whatever this big dream is, it's something you felt would fulfill you with the Ace of Cups. And then at the back of the deck, we see the World card, which I see as achievement clarified by this, but also maybe this transformation that has happened as a result of you taking this leap of faith with the Fool. So what people really find impressive about you, my pile number twos, is your giftedness. And the reason I say giftedness is because how I mentioned that crystal in the beginning, but then we also have the Nine of Pentacles here, and as I said, giftedness, it reminds me of the Nine of Pentacles from another tarot deck I have. I just want to show you it quickly and get it so that you can understand what I'm seeing clairvoyantly. So this is the Nine of Pentacles I was talking about from another deck. As I said, gifted, I saw this Nine of Pentacles, so I'm just going to put it here. I saw it clairvoyantly, and what's funny is that we do have the Nine of Pentacles here, but in another tarot deck. It's like you are a very gifted person. Some of you are intuitive, some of you have certain talents or gifts, creative talents or gifts. Some of you are amazing at whatever it is you do and whatever it is you love to do. Because there's something about you where you really see the depth behind it. You put all your emotions into whatever this is you are trying to build for yourself, whether it is love, whether it is, a music career for some of you. I'm seeing some of you like music or artistic career or creative career or, maybe being a spiritual helper in some way. Because I'm seeing a lot of spiritual energies in your pile too, or a dream you had in terms of your career, like wanting to be something that takes maybe a lot of hard work and determination to get there, or studying. Even if I don't mention what it is that I'm seeing here, but it's like maybe some of you even do public speaking or something along those lines with the Queen of Swords. It doesn't really matter what it is. The important thing here is your mind. I'm seeing your mind is like a tree and it can't be shaked. You've made your mind extremely powerful and resilient that people find it impressive, because it's like, even if they start to talk and they're like, oh, but can you really do that? How are you going to do it? And then they start being like that, very condescending. Or maybe our own mind starts to do it. It's like there's another part of our self that is like, no, not gonna listen to this. I'm gonna set a boundary with this thought or with this person right here, and I'm not gonna listen to this. Not gonna let any doubts be planted in my mind. I'm going to plant the pure belief that this can happen and this will happen. So with the Hermit card, it's like you knew who you were from the beginning, or from the moment or the instant you wanted to build this or create whatever this was you wanted to bring into your reality. And we see 9-9 here. So 999. And I see this as an ending and a new beginning with change here with the 5. So as soon as you began to take this leap of faith, a new beginning started. You made a choice to take some kind of leap of faith, to at least take the first step towards this goal or dream that you wanted to build for yourself, and continuously make choices to take steps towards this. And even if we don't know what's going to happen in the future, we're at least going to enjoy the ride and the journey there and hope for the best. Because it's like we can't control the outcome, but we can control our own actions. With the Page of Pentacles, we can logically look at the situation and plan and think, how are we going to do this? Really go within and think, how are we going to do this? How are we going to have a game plan? I'm seeing like those sports people and them making a game plan clairvoyantly. So yeah, with the Nine of Pentacles, it's like you planted this dream and you grew it and you watered it until it grew into something physical and stabilized. And I feel here with the Fool, it all started with a leap of faith. It all started with the pure belief, and now there is a sense of the universe filling up your cup, or about to fill up your cup with all these gifts from the universe. So I guess this is what I see in your reading my pile number ones. You really believed in yourself, and I'm proud of you. I think the celebration that is coming is huge. It's going to be fulfilling, or it is already starting to be fulfilling. And it's going to continuously grow and grow and grow into something more. because we don't just see one gift here. We see many, many, many gifts here. And they're of different sizes. So if I look at this, I'm thinking of like Christmas gifts, and maybe here we have a phone, maybe here we have a laptop, maybe here we have different things. Of course, not just technology, but it's like 11:11 on the clock. I think that's all I want to say. So I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number threes. If you chose this gold cat's eye crystal, as well as the harvest card with gathering of blessings, card number 44, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what people find impressive about you. Please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. So I have already put all your cards here of the cards we're going to use today. We're going to be using the Priestess of Light Oracle deck, the Vanessa Tarot, as well as the Queer Tarot. So let's get started with your reading and see what shows up for you. So, Spirit Guides of my pile number threes. What do people find impressive about my pile threes? So we have Healing the Heart with the Power of Self-Love, card number 27. And then we have the card Wings of Light with Becoming Something New, card number 42. At the back of the deck, we have Twin Flames with Soul Partner and Eternal Connection. So what's interesting here is the storyline I'm picking up on from your cards is with Healing the Heart, the power of self-love. Perhaps some of you weren't always in the best of relationships or the healthiest of relationships starting off your life. Starting off your love life, I guess. And I feel like some of you really had to go within and heal your heart. Go through a little bit of a journey of self-love in order to understand what love meant to you. Let's pull some tarot cards. So this is the Vanessa Tarot we're using. Spirit Guides of my pile number threes. What do people find impressive about them? We have the Hierophant. What do people find impressive about them? And we have the Seven of Swords. At the back of the deck, we have the Empress. So, what I feel from your energies, my pile number threes. My hands are very sticky in the energies of your reading, and it's weird because I didn't touch anything. All I drank was water, and I just did pile 2, so there is no reason for my hands to be sticky. But I feel like I'm feeling the energy of your reading, and sticky hands kind of remind me of that energy of like, I'm clairvoyantly seeing the Alice in Wonderland movie, the remake of it, the one with like the real people in it, where Johnny Depp is playing in it, and I'm seeing the Queen of Hearts, the scene where she is asking who ate something of hers. Someone ate something of hers. And there were a whole line of frogs there. And the one frog had like something on his mouth. So she knew he ate it. She knew he stole from him, from her. Okay, and with the Seven of Swords, this confirms the energy here. I don't feel you are in the Seven of Swords energy, but I feel maybe some of you were in relationships with people. It doesn't have to be romantic connections. It can be friendships or romantic connections, family. It can be anything. But actually, like when I was shuffling your cards, because usually before your piles, I will just shuffle it a little bit to get the energies of pile 3, and then I'll shuffle it on camera so that I'm not getting the same cards as pile 2. I kept seeing the 5 of Swords come out for you. I'm not sure if it's here. Let's see. Yeah, the 5 of Swords. And then on this deck, the 5 of Swords was like at the back of the deck while I was shuffling it. So there was this energy of you being in certain connections in the past with people that I'm seeing karmic connections with people that didn't really have your best interest in mind with the 7 of Swords. Maybe they were taking from you, or it was maybe like not reciprocal connections, or maybe you had different values and they weren't matching up to what you wanted. With the 5 of Wands, I see it as like, you want something specific, but what you're getting in these connections in the past were a conflict of what you actually wanted. You may have had connections in your life that were unhealthy or toxic in some way, or they just weren't serving you in your best interest with the 7 of Swords. I don't think the people you were with before, and I think you'll know who I'm talking about. I don't think it's everyone in your life, but I think some of the people you had around you before didn't quite have your best interest in mind with the 7 of Swords. And with the Hierophant here, there is this energy of forbidden fruit around the Hierophant, because we see this teacher dressed up in a very sexy way, but a teacher needs to be there for school so the kids can concentrate. So there is this energy around this specific Hierophant card of that I'm feeling of like forbidden fruit or something that is a little bit controversial. So maybe these connections weren't all so bad. Maybe they brought you something that was nice that you desired. Like, for example, maybe someone here was in a relationship or a situationship with a person where they were giving you something you wanted from it. Like maybe you were in a connection with someone, for some of you, where there were a lot of passion, but maybe there was no real emotional vulnerability or commitment, for example. Or let's say you were in certain friendships and it was fun while it lasted, but it was not healthy in some way. Like maybe there was some energy here around, like, being friends with people that weren't necessarily good for you in the long term, but it was fun while it lasted. Like maybe you went partying a lot with these friends, or maybe you had like fun gossips with these friends. Those are just like examples of the energies. You don't have to resonate with it, but in the long run, they didn't really have your best interest in mind with the 7 of Swords, because they were already in the 7 of Swords energy, the sneaky energy. And I think with the Hierophant talks about lessons, learning lessons of wisdom through our connections, as we see here in the Healing the Heart card. And I'm hearing for some of you with the Empress here, for some of you, not all of you, it relates to your connection with your mother. Like maybe some of you had a mother wound, and that in turn caused you to maybe not look for the wrong things, but you know how the human mind looks for what is familiar in our connections around us. And maybe there was some deeper wound within you, or like a father wound, or a wound from childhood, or your younger years, or just your wound itself that you had to heal. There was a deeper root behind why you were in those connections in the first place, because I felt a solar plexus energy with you. And for some of you, a lot of you actually, I feel it wasn't just healing your heart from what happened here and the traumas of the past, since the Tower is showing up first here. So maybe some of you grew up in chaotic households, or just households where there wasn't a lot of emotional or physical stability. And maybe it caused trauma for some of you, or caused this energy where you didn't know what a stable love was yet, so you didn't know what to look for. So I feel like some of you maybe only like never knew, how do I put this in words? You never knew better at the time because that was all you knew. And it was like you never knew you were worthy of more because no one had ever treated you better. I'm hearing that song by Janae Aiko that's like, I can do better, you can do better too, something like that. um, I'm just laughing at the song because I used to like that song at a time in my life where I was kind of like in a lot of toxic relationships and I knew I deserved better, but somehow it was like I kept going back to them. And I think I learned a very similar lesson to you here, where I had to learn that I was deserving and worthy of more, but I had to learn the hard way through that heartbreak, through that pain, through that feeling of maybe thinking, am I worthy of this? Is it my fault? And I had to also learn self forgiveness because the thing is, we can only do what we know. If we didn't know any better, we couldn't have done any better. So I had to really forgive myself at certain places in my life where I took the wrong turns or I took the wrong decisions in my life and therefore learned some type of lesson from that about my self-worth. And for me, I actually relate to your story a lot here because I had to take some time out to heal my heart for 2 years before I was ready for love again. I had to also cut out a lot of friendships in my life that were toxic, that were not good for me anymore. And still to this day, I am trying to manifest soul connections, my soul tribe, with people that I can have healthy friendships with. And I guess sometimes that takes time. So I feel like maybe you've been on a journey where, since I felt the solar plexus energies healing, maybe you've been learning to believe that you are worthy of more in terms of your relationships and also maybe even career with Harvest Gathering of Blessings. Maybe you have been learning to believe that you're worthy of the things you want. Maybe you had to learn to believe that you were good enough for the things that you wanted and that you are lovable and that you are just worthy. So, with healing the heart, some of you had to or went on a self love journey, and you really had to learn to pour into yourself first and figure out, who am I behind all this pain? Taking off this layer of pain, who am I behind that? And what do I actually want? So some of you went on a healing journey and you had to figure out, what would the healed version of me that believes they're worthy of respect, love, care, decency, healthy relationships, my blessings, the things you want. I'm putting myself in your shoes when I say my. Um, Putting myself in your energy, if that makes sense. So there's this vibe of like you having to kind of figure out who you wanted to transform into in order to become that new and improved version of yourself that has self-love, that has this energy of self-worth confirmed with the Empress here. So I feel like some of you went through a transformation of your inner self, a transformation of the way you viewed yourself. You transformed this energy where you started believing you are worthy and deserving of healthy relationships, where you are worthy and deserving of blessings, abundance, the things you do want. And you started growing and also slowing down and starting to really become receptive to gain clarity on what it is that you do want to transform into, who it is you want to transform into, and what you want your life to transform into, and how to take the steps there. And as some of you did this, I feel with the Twin Flames card, as some of you healed your heart, some of you actually found your twin flame or found your soulmate, or you are about to, and people can see this happening because I feel like some of you have been wanting to manifest a lover, wanting to manifest The one is what I feel here with the Twin Flames card. Someone that really understands you. A powerful type of love where this person makes you feel safe, heard, seen, loved, and gives you everything you are deserving of. So let's go ahead and pull your tarot cards. Let's see what shows up for you. I'm noticing the stability card wants to come out. So you have become more stable over time after this chaos. And some kind of door opened. Some kind of door opened where you started thinking differently. Started thinking about yourself differently, about life differently, about what you wanted differently. We have the Two of Swords. So with the Two of Swords, you made some kind of choice. It was like, no more. I'm not dealing with this energy anymore. It's not healthy for me. And with the Hermit, you started looking within. Started figuring out who you are. What it is you like, you dislike, what it is you want in your relationships, what it is you want in your career, what it is you want around you. We have the Five of Wands. It was like, with the Five of Wands, what you wanted wasn't matching up to what you had in the past, with the Six of Cups at the back of the deck. And I feel like some of you really had to look within. You had to make a choice to heal yourself, go on a hermit journey, to really find yourself. I'm feeling the energies of self-discovery and the butterfly, and how the butterfly starts off as a caterpillar, and then it goes into its cocoon. You were in your cocoon stage, and then you went through some kind of huge transformation here. And this is what people find impressive about you. How you went from this energy to making this choice, to saying no more, to saying, I'm going to do some work on myself and look within and release some things from my heart. And I'm looking at this 2 + 7 is 9. Here we also see 9. 9 is a number of release. And we have 5 here, which is about change. And we also have 44 here. So I feel with the Tower card that was showing up at the back of the deck in the first section of your reading, where we hadn't shuffled yet, I feel something happened here where the universe was actually protecting you, where you weren't meant to be on this journey for longer, where it was just a lesson with the Hierophant here, and it wasn't meant for you to stay in that place. I feel it was some kind of divine intervention to get you to move away from, with the Six of Swords, change, move away from toxic connections or dynamics that were chaining you down. It was like you were meant to free yourself from that. So what do people find impressive about my pile number 3s? We have the Page of Swords. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the World card. We have the Moon. We have a bunch of extra cards here, which I'm just going to put on the side here, and I'll look at them in a moment. So my pile number 3s, I was looking at the Scorpion here on the world, and it kind of reminded me of a memory I had that was very scary. Where I was at a place that I was camping, right? And there were a lot of like wild animals around, scorpions, snakes. We see the snake skin here. And I went into the bathroom. It was like a camping resort where you could camp. And I went into the bathrooms there because they had chalets, but they also had a a full bathroom for everyone to shower and do everything there. And it was late at night, and I saw a scorpion there. I was so fearful of my life. It's actually kind of funny looking back at it, but I was so fearful because I was already in the stall, and then as I was there, I only saw it after and the door was locked. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna get out of this stall now? Because it's moving towards me the whole time. It's moving towards me. And I was so fearful. And I was actually like thinking of kicking it away, but then I was like, what if it stings me or something? What if it's poisonous and I die? I am someone that catastrophizes a lot. So I was thinking the worst of it, but then I somehow just managed to get out of there and ran out of there. And I was so scared of it. Um, but that image of what it reminded me of was maybe you were in a place where you were just like la 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 la, going into these relationships or going into these dynamics, and with the moon card, maybe something was hidden to you. You didn't realize until it was too late. Since it reminded me of that story, I guess I'm gonna take it for your reading. Maybe that left you in a fearful place where you didn't know what to do or where to go or how to break free from this. And as I remember the poison, I was hearing that song that's like "Taste of Your Lips, I'm on a by Britney. And then she's speaking about a toxic paradise. So maybe in some way, like I said, there is this energy of it brought you something nice while it lasted, but in essence it was not good for you long term. And I think with the moon here there was something hidden from you where maybe you didn't even fully see it until it was too late. Like maybe you didn't fully know these people had bad intentions towards you until later on. But with the Page of Swords, you kind of had to get a little bit curious into your subconscious mind with the moon card, and you had to kind of look within a little bit, and go in a hermit mode to be able to shed that old skin, to be able to have a new skin like the snake transforms. So there is this energy of a huge transformation surrounding your reading because the World card talks about an ending. And here with the Ace of Pentacles, I see this new version of you that is emerging, that is physically emerging, where you are becoming a different person or you have become a different person through this transformational process. And with the Page of Swords, you really had to get curious in your mind, like, why was I attracted to people like that? Why was I even in relationships like that? Like, that what was that familiarity that drew me towards those people? So, sometimes as we go on our healing journey, like I said, we notice we are seeking, our human mind seeks familiarity. And for example, with me, I noticed a lot within my friendships, especially with women. I never had a stable mother figure in my life because I had my mother that left. Well, she didn't leave, but I never saw her much when I was a baby. And then I had the first stepmom, and then I had the second stepmom. So I never really had a stable mother figure. And I noticed within a lot of my female friendships, I would often people please. But when it came to men, I didn't do that, and I didn't understand why. Until I looked back at that and I realized and I started getting curious towards my subconscious mind. So let's take a look at your other tarot cards here. I think I relate a lot to your energies. We have the Queen of Cups. So I feel you are showing up as a very compassionate person, as a person that feels a lot for others. You're very empathetic, and I feel like some of you were the black sheep of your family. You were very different, and maybe your family members didn't quite understand you, but I feel like it was because you were here to end an old cycle for some of you. For some of you, this is generational cycles you were ending with the Death card. A big transformation or change happened within you where you had to learn to also value yourself and also love yourself. And although we can be compassionate and loving towards others, it doesn't help we are compassionate and loving towards others and don't give ourselves that same grace, or don't give ourselves that same sense of forgiveness, or if we're mean to ourselves but kind to others, that's still not good, you know what I mean? Or if we are people pleasing for the sake of feeling loved by others, that's also not a good thing. Or do you get what I mean? There can be different patternings here in terms of what you relate to with the Queen of Cups energy. But I feel the Queen of Cups here is your strength. It is your superpower, your ability to feel so deeply. And this too really impresses people, that you've been able to go on the self-love journey, heal your heart, reframe your mind, and let go of certain limited beliefs, heal your heart. We see the Three of Swords here. In order to have a balance of love for yourself and others in a way that is harmonious to both you and others, because like you chose here, you have a heart of gold. And with the Ten of Cups, I feel something really transformed within your relationships, where maybe now you are starting to bloom as a person. Maybe now you are starting to harvest a lot of blessings as a result of you starting to go within and, believe you're worthy of the things you do want. Because I'm looking at the Empress here at the back of the deck, and it's kind of like reminding me of maybe you starting to get wealth, or starting to grow in your career, or starting to kind of go with the flow more and be more in a receptive, safe energy where you've created safety for yourself and your body, and maybe you're more comfortable with yourself, your sensuality, your confidence. Maybe you are becoming a person that is also receiving love from others, not just giving love to others. And something around your relationships is transforming, something around your abundance and your career is transforming, as well as your relationship to yourself. So I guess people are starting to notice these harvest of blessings come in. Okay, we have the Nine of Cups and the Four of Wands coming through, ending of your reading. So I feel you are starting to get everything you have wished for as a result of this transformational process, and you're starting to celebrate this heart healing that happened, because I feel it was a catalyst for you to really start finding your worth, to really start finding that self-love, and start, manifesting the life you want, or manifesting the version of yourself you wanted to be. And now people are starting to see a celebration happen in a more stable way, where they even see in the future how you can even grow more, how you can even go further along on this journey. So this is what people find super impressive about you, because it takes a lot of courage to heal. It takes a lot of courage to look within. And it takes a lot of compassion to be able to forgive that version of ourselves that didn't know any better. So this is what I see in your reading, my pile number threes. I really hope that this reading resonated. I want to give you a big, big, big hug. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!